I'm gonna show you how this brand new business got 100K in 0% funding and a 50K personal loan to add up to 150K in funding, and they use all of this for their business with a brand new business. And that 100K, it all came in less than 3 months. 26K of that came in less than a day. I'm finna show you right now. Let's go. What's going on? It's Colin Brown here from Business Credit Unlimited, and I'm back. So let's go straight into this. I'm going to show you what banks that we went to for this brand new business that got 100K in funding. We do this all the time. This is not like a best case scenario situation, and that's what I wanted to kind of show, how someone that's not even in the exact best case scenario, or they got the highest approvals, how we still were able to grind out 100K, okay, and a 50K personal loan. Now, personal scores, as you see, 730, 736, 753, not the absolute greatest. Like I always tell you guys, I'm not somebody that's going to act like you want to take a 620 credit score and try to get a 100K in funding. Quite the opposite. You really want to be at 720 minimum, and even at a 720, there could be some things that you can optimize first. Every credit score is different. Every profile is different. So I'm not saying that without a shadow of doubt, because I have a client, he's at 100K and he's only around a 720 to 725 ish. It does depend on your profile and the reason why you are, at a 720, but definitely six anything. Don't even bother unless you got the relationship with that particular bank, and or you making money in your business where you can do that. But if we're talking about 0% business credit cards, I wouldn't try it. But this client's credit score is not the absolute highest out of my clients, I would say, but still pretty good, really good. Oldest personal credit card was from 2015, which at the time I'm recording this, that's really good too. That's almost 10 years, 9 years. You want the most amount of years on your oldest personal credit card that's open as possible. It's going to help show the banks that you've been doing this for a minute. Because think about it, when you're getting a 0% business credit card, the item that's closest to it is going to be a personal credit card. They function almost the same. You get a limit, well, at least for the most part, you get a limit. If it's not a charge card, you got a limit. The personal card got a limit, business card got a limit. The way you spend is the exact same. So if you can handle your personal cards, you're showing that you can handle your business cards. That's why banks will be very reluctant to lend to you, at least for business credit cards, especially 0%, if you don't have any personal credit cards at all. So keep that in mind. 524, we put this on here just so we can kind of keep up with it, but our relationship manager is telling us that that doesn't really matter too much. If you guys know about the 524 rule, if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. So the highest credit limit, 15K, which is pretty good. 15K is definitely get you in the door. It's not the absolute best. A lot of my clients have higher limits, so this is pretty good. This is enough to get down. As you see, they got 100K, so I'm not saying it's bad or anything. No derogatories, no late payments, no collections, charge-offs, nothing like that. So they were good to go there. Didn't have many recent open accounts. We tracked that too to make sure that you don't have a bunch of open accounts in like the last, especially like last 3 to 6 months. Hard inquiries, we got these removed for them. That's the only reason it's 2, 2, and 0. But really, I think they had more than that when they first got started. We just removed them. So here's some quick data points and quick notes here. Now, look, I'm telling you, I started this business on the phone with a client. Like, I literally showed them how to get their EIN letter. Well, they got EIN letter, but EIN number, and set up their LLC. Then that same day, we got 26K. That exact same day. So you can start a brand new business and get it funded when you have the personal profile. Sometimes it's not all about setting up, everything with Dun and Bradstreet and vendor credit and business email, website, business address, all those different things, which I'm not telling you not to do. I'm not saying it doesn't help, because it actually does help to have those things when it comes to funding, especially when you're trying to take it to the next level, get business lines of credit. So I'm not saying, Colin is not saying those things don't matter. You don't need them at all. However, what I am saying is that you don't have to have those to get funded. Okay, it is possible without having all that to get funded because the client just started the business. How in the world could they have had all this if they didn't, you know, how could they have gotten funded or had access to all those different things for their business if the business just started? All right, y'all get what I'm saying? I ain't in and out. Now, this business was less than 3 months old when we hit the 100K mark. So we got that initial 26K. We got like another 15 to 25. They was sitting at like a 50K or something like that. And we had to take a little cool off period. We had to tweak some things, which I'll talk about in a second. And then we hit our 100K. Now, they were real estate investors. Just to let you know, just think of some random data points as I was presenting this. Let's go to some of their personal credit cards. They had a relationship with American Express, Bank of America, Discover, Chase, and then Care Credit. This is really solid. All right, I would rate this. I would rate this like a 7 out of 10. Because if you already have Bank of America, American Express, and Chase, these are really good banks to get business funding from. So if you already have those relationships, it's good. Do you have to have them to get 100K? No, but it's good. So that's why, and I have a video that I'm going to drop on this talking about how to structure your personal profile for business funding. Because a lot of y'all are structuring your business profile for credit repair, for, I don't know, just for the sake of increasing your score. But you have to optimize your personal profile for business funding. So really good relationships there. Now, let's get to the meat of it. All right. Let's go to the funding strategy. Which cards did we get? We got 2 of the American Express business credit cards, one for 10 and one for 16. Those are the 2 that we got in less than 24 hours after this client had already, after the client had already started a business. We hadn't went to PNC yet. We plan on going there. We had a Key Bank for 2K. That was a really low limit. There's a specific reason for that. This client was in a rush. They needed some money right then and there. They had deadlines. So, and some contractors that they were paying, they just had to have it. If you're not in that particular case, then we would have got a much higher limit. But if we don't have time to even go to our business relationship managers, then the limits a lot of times are going to be a lot lower. I'm just being transparent with y'all. Then we end up getting the personal loan. We got that thing for 50K, a full 50K in cash went straight to their account. All right, once we cleared that up, we then went for Chase, okay, at 78K between the 2 cards they got, 78K just from Chase Bank with a fairly new business. I mean, pretty much brand new, especially if you like less than 3 months, your LLC is pretty much a baby, okay? But even with that, with the business credit cards, they got 100K, over 100K, and you add that loan, that's 150K in funding. And this is the banks that we went to. Let me think of some more data points. That's pretty much it. And this client, like they weren't like previously exposed to like business credit and funding before. They didn't really know anything about the process really. And we still got them funded, still work with them. And they're great clients. Trying to think of some more data points for y'all, really. But really, I just wanted to show you that it was possible to get business funding even for a brand new business when you had the right connections. Because full transparency here too, what happened with this is they actually got 75K approval on just one business credit card, but the other one was a 3K limit. Why they get a 3K limit? That was the time they got the 2K limit. They were like, we just need this done right now. But if we don't have the time to send to the business relationship manager, which don't take too much longer, but they needed that approval right then and there. They originally got denied. We sent them back in, called the reconsideration line, and actually got the approval. It was only 3K, but it was better than what they had, which was nothing at that point. Then we did some tweaks. They paid what they needed to pay, got utilization down, made some other tweaks with the business, and then boom, we were back at it. Then we went back to chasing at the 75K. All right. Any other data points I want to say? Like with American Express, you just have to be careful because if you don't have it structured correctly, they will give you a 2K limit. Comment below, let me know if you've ever gotten a 2K or 3K limit from American Express because they will do it. They infamous for the 2 or 3K limits. I'm telling you that right now. So you do have to be careful with that. You want to have a relationship with them prior for the most part, but there's ways around that we have. Um, that's the banks we went to. See, you don't have to have a ton of banks to get 100K. You really don't if you get in higher limits, right? But again, each client's profile is different. Every situation is different. Every personal profile, like if they had different accounts on their personal credit cards, or maybe their auto loans or personal loans, we would have went a different route. This is just what we optimized for them to get them there as soon as possible. And like I said, that was less than 90 days. They had their 100K. But that's pretty much it on this. Um, yeah, I can't think of any other data points. That's pretty much is on this. This is the banks that we went to for 100K for a brand new business. If you have a brand new business or your business is tenured, but you want to get funded for it too, just set up a call with us. That resource will be in the description below. Until next time, see y'all. Peace.